Welcome, crypto fam, to the number one daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin is correcting, another great BTFD opportunity in today's show. I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Thailand city, Phuket, to pilot Bitcoin and crypto payments for tourists. Nothing stops the Biddy train. Amen. We'll also be discussing U.S. Fed money printing can spur Bitcoin rally here in quarter one of 2025, according to Arthur Hayes' Just Blaze. We'll also be discussing Bitfinex derivatives to move to El Salvador after securing local crypto license. And you already know yours truly will be in El Salvador in less than 48 hours. Can't wait to be Bitcoin country bound. We'll also be discussing nation-state Bitcoin adoption to drive crypto growth this year in 2025, according to the latest from Fidelity. Also breaking news, Bhutan's GMC adopts Bitcoin and other digital assets and city strategic reserves. We'll also be discussing Max Keiser suggests U.S. debt crisis resolution via the Bitcoin standard. Also goes on to predict Bitcoin soaring to it went from 220,000 to now 2.2 million in play. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What it do? JV here live and in the flesh. Happy hump day, Wednesday, Sat Stack, and Wednesday, that is. A great BTFD opportunity. Shout out everyone in the live chat. Rock Mama, always an honor. Judson, faith without works is unalived, precisely. Hello, family. Shout out to the Crypto Surge. You enjoying that thumbnail? Something different. Shout out Shandy, the one and only. Always an honor to have you amongst us. Shout out VZ Cat. What up, homies? Shout out Chuck Murphy. Karen Base for prison. I wish I knew who that was. I have no idea. What does that say? Bukelenomics cap tomorrow. Well, the good news is I will be in El Salvador in less than 48 hours. So game on. Good afternoon, Harry Balls. Oh my God, what a great username. Harry Balls. Oh my God. Your stream so I can share. Oh, thanks for the reminder. Appreciate that. I am streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the profile. That way everyone can find it, repost it, share it, comment. All that stuff helps out with the algorithm. So thanks for the reminder, Chandy. You guys will notice it pinned at the very top. I also strongly encourage you guys to follow Chandy10 Music over on X, as well as over on YouTube, number one Bitcoin music channel. Make sure you're following all of our mods, JCI's, Crypto Surge, Digital Dankness, Rock Mama, etc. VZ says, every channel I am on right now, people are crying like little sad bears. This is when you should be bullish. That's kind of crazy if people are literally crying. Love the music, Chandy. Appreciate the feedback there, Alaska. Let's get it. Shout out OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. What it do? Shout out to the East Afro King. Just reposted. Steven, I got you. Mr. Corvette, much appreciated.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day. Maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome everyone to the live stream. JV live and in the flesh. I'm going to be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours. We're halfway through the week. Bitcoin started correcting big time yesterday after a nice weekend pump. We did recapture 102, 102.8, close to 103, and then we just tanked all the way down to the where we're at now, 94,000 range. A great buying the dip opportunity. Who knows how much longer we'll be sub 100,000 before never returning to these levels ever again. Just saying. There she is. Shout out Rock Mama. I am hurrying. Personally, I like the swing traders getting wrecked every time, says Walter. It's a great day to buy at a dip, not financial advice. Thank you for the reminder, as no financial advice is given during the live stream, whether it's coming out of my lips or from the chat. If you're seeking financial advice, there's a guy named Jim Cramer who has a green flag to give very ill financial advice And so if you're looking for that, Jim Cramer's your guy. Don't trip by the dip. Amen. I think of the swing and the day trader scalpers like rats. Nobody needs them. Well, let's not put them in the same category as Master Splinter now. There's always that one rat we respect. They taught the turtles. They brought in little Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and who am I forgetting there? Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael. If it wasn't for Master Splinter, the rat, there'd be no Ninja Turtles. So we got to keep it 100. Is there a second best? I thought you'd never ask, Greg.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
And it goes da-doing, doing, doing. Shout out G. Henry, just reposted it. My man, he says, my amigo, let's go. Brian says we'll hit that prediction by 2033. Well, if we hit 2.2 million by 2033, I'm grateful. Either way, you slice it and keep it 100 with you guys. Shout out Chandy, joined the best Bitcoin pod and hodl dedicated to the fam and a live pod. Thank you, Chandy. Always an honor and can't wait to see ya in Bitcoin country. Before you know it, we'll be there, chillaxing with Max and Stacy, President Bukele, and all the OGs. Shout out Chris. I think the price of the biddy is waiting for the weekly EMA to catch up. Then it's off to the races. It's like to flirt with the 20 moving average before it goes to the moon, like in 2021. Yay, Kramer will get you set for life. Smash the likes and subscribe. Thanks for the reminder, Rock Mama. Always appreciated. Doing, 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 doing. Precisely. That's exactly what the pre-little bitty do. Bitcoin on-chain fusion is the second best. What's the chain fusion mean? Is that a different blockchain, a different type of Bitcoin, or Bitcoin just on the fusion? I'm not familiar with the fusion chain, so you got to break it down for me, Leroy. Shout out Walter and the rest of the fam. But anyways, without further ado, if you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes, subscribe, then ring that bell. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts 7 days a week. Just like this. Today is pod episode 1872. I'm your host, JV. It's January 8th, 2025. And within 48 hours, I'll be in Bitcoin country practicing the Bukele-nomics. Can't wait. So you already know. We got a lot to share with you. Market is correcting. Let's kick it off with our market watch. We just fell below 94,000. You can see Bitcoin down 2.6% on the day. Ether correcting. The only top crypto in the green is really XRP, as alts are bleeding currently. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 3.29 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap back on the decline at 1.85 trillion. We got 174 billion worth of the volume for the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance at 56.7%, Ether dominance on the decline all the way down to 12%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Not much, only a handful even in the green, as the majority of the alts are bleeding and in the red. Checking out the crypto bubbles, we get more of a visual perspective. Let's start on the daily, and as you can see, 95% of the market correcting and in the red. Zooming out on the monthly, Rec City, many of your favorite alts down 10, 20, 30 plus percent. Only a handful, including Fartcoin, actually in the green. And checking out the crypto green and fair index, today we're 70 in greed. Yesterday was a 78. Remember, the higher that number goes, the more likely of a pullback. And lo and behold, after hitting extreme greed, we're correcting some and we're back in greed. And checking out the time chain calendar, we currently have 171,635 blocks until the halving of 2028. We're currently on block number 878,365. You currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,052 sats. To stack the sats, put down the gats, and pick up some exclusive Bitcoin caps from Sergio at bitcoincaps.net. And with that being shared, welcome everybody. What's crack-a-lacking here? Walter, I am so will go sideways maybe for a week or two, and then with the Trump, 2 more weeks until the inauguration of our new POTUS, the Trumpster. That means Gary Gensler, if you're lurking, Go home and get your shine box. You're about to be replaced with the Nippinator. There is a new chairman in town, ladies and gents. You feel me? Boy, chat is very busy. Band moving fast. Good to see you. Good dip, 50 G's, and I wouldn't break a sweat at this point. Hello from the Atlanta airport. Sasquatch, where are you going? Let me know. Where's your destination? Or do you work at the airport? If it dips to 50, I'm okay with that. Just stack more sats. And here we are. We're currently correcting even more. I'll be pulling up the live charts here shortly. Currently 93.7. How low will she go? $1 million question. You guys let me know, broskies. Will she continue to drop? Or will she turn into a pet rock, right? And catapult where no man has gone before? The moon. Let me know, crypto bros. Yeah, crazy. I've been seeing these crazy fires in LA. My prayers go out to everybody out there in California. Trump predicted this 6 years ago. I saw a video clip where he said these wildfires are out of control and they need to do XYZ, and unfortunately the governor, I think it's Newsom, did absolutely nothing. And I've heard reports that they're out of water. I heard reports that the fires are spreading multiple football fields per minute. And then I've seen videos of people trapped inside their house with their pets surrounded by fires. It looks something apocalyptic that you read about in the Bible. That one chapter where everything is crazy. You know the chapter I'm talking about. It's crazy, yo. Bitcoin is officially on sale. Buy the mother frickin' dip. Precisely. And I think that Bible chapter I'm referring to is called Revelations. Correct me if I'm wrong, crypto bros. But sign of the times there. Gary Gensler's still lurking. He's still lurking. That's for certain. The only thing that could dissipate him at this point is the sound of the gong. As we usher in the Christ consciousness, Gary and the lurkers will dissipate. So take this, Gary. Got to send Mr. Gensler back where he belongs. Newsom and Bass cut off the funding in the water to save a fish? You got to be kidding me. Fire hydrants without water. That's what I've heard. I was trying to catch up with what was going on, and they said exactly that. The fire hydrants have run out of water. There's zero defense to stop the fires. Meanwhile, the fires are spreading rapidly through the winds. I'm very, very concerned for my California peeps out there. Holding my ears shut. Historically correct. I live in South SoCal, Riverside. Lucky no fires here, but windy as heck. Well, stay safe there, brother. If you see the fires coming your ways, I would get the hell out of there. Stat. You feel me? The UFOs, remember, they're under law. Oh, I also heard there was UFO report. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't even know what to believe. Heading back to Texas, been visiting the family in Georgia. Safe travels back to Texas, and have a safe flight there, brother, and appreciate you tuned in. Welcome everyone joining us. JV live and in the flesh. I'm streaming right now live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. We got 400 people already on the live stream. Lots to share with you today. Happy 420 in advance, 2 minutes till 420 here in Puerto Rico, and do got a lot to share, so let's dive into today's technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies, as we're continuing to correct. Also pull up some of the live charts after I read you these this analysis. Bitcoin hourly relative strength index falls to the most oversold since the 60,000 biddy price. That's right, Bitcoin tanking today had a serious implication for the low time frame RSI. On the hourly chart, the RSI, which is the relative strength index, fell from local highs of 81 on Jan 6 to 16 a day later. That's unheard of here. Such a rapid decline is very rare, taking Bitcoin from overbought to oversold within 24 hours. The last time the index measured so low, Bitcoin was trading all the way back at 60 Gs. The RSI measured the trend strength and contains 3 key levels for the observers: the 30 oversold boundary, the 50 midpoint, and the 70 overbought threshold. When the price crosses these levels, depending upon the direction, traders can make inferences about the future of a given uptrend or downtrend. During the bull, Bitcoin regularly spends extended periods in overbought territory, as pointed out by the analysts. And with the latest come down, traders are quickly suggesting the Bitcoin price was due for an upward relief bounce in the face of the RSI overaction or overreaction, quoting Bitcoin Munger, no relation to Charlie Munger there. 1 hour Bitcoin RSI is at 16 on the 4 hour, almost completely reset. And despite making new local lows January 8th, the RSI contrasted with the spot price downtrend, a deviation that classically precedes the price relief, quoting David Cox. Bitcoin has reached the next RSI 5 oversold point on the 6 hour chart, as outlined right here. And again, I'll be pulling up the live charts here in a moment. And as reported, bearish Bitcoin price targets remain in circulation in the run-up for the inauguration of the U.S. presidential-elect. Our new POTUS, the Trumpster, which is officially Jan 20th, 12 days out, less than 2 weeks, fam. These include a return to the range lows at or just below 90 Gs, along with deeper corrections potentially to 80,000 or lower. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think we'll correct that low, or do you think we'll bounce right back in no time like we have witnessed every correction? Typically 24 hours, we're back where we left off. You guys let me know. And also, breaking news, Bitcoin wallet developer Exodus, which I highly recommend for a mobile wallet. It's one of the best options out there, officially goes live on the New York Stock Exchange. Exodus, let's go. How many of you have ever used the Exodus mobile wallet? Do let me know. I think it's for computers as well, but from my understanding, it's the best option for a mobile wallet. Your best option is going to be cold storage, not a wallet on your device. But nonetheless, if you're traveling, for example, Bitcoin country, and you want to spend some sats, Exodus is a great choice. You got Exodus, you got the Strike wallet, that's Jack Mahler's company, and I would say those two are the best from the research I have done. So that's kind of cool. And it's a free wallet to use, of course. You just download the app. It's called Exodus. I would encourage you guys to check it out and use it accordingly. And other breaking news, Thailand city Phuket. I've been there when I went on my 30-day Thailand vacay way back. I spent a few days out there. They're now going to pilot Bitcoin and crypto payments for tourists. Bring it. Let's go. One of my favorite cities in the world is actually Thailand. I had a great experience out there. Can't wait to revisit, especially if they're going to be demoing Bitcoin payments for the tourist. Let's go. And pulling up some of the live charts. Give me a second, family. And again, welcome everyone joining the live stream. Bitcoin's correcting. We broke 94. We're in the 93 range. And I'm going to give you a little analysis based upon the live charts right here. Here's the 1 hour. We do have two targets in play. The red target sits at 110.3 and the green target sits at 108.5. Zooming out from the 1 hour, take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour says it's going up forever, Laura. We also have similar targets on the 4 hour, 110.4 as well as 108.5. And zooming out from the 4 hour, we'll check out the 1 day chart. And the 1 day chart shows a rising wedge and very similar targets, 110 as well in play. Zooming out from the daily, we check out the weekly. And the weekly chart also still has the sexy cup and handle target in play at 124,000. Let me know when you feel we'll likely enter that, as well as price discovery, which is currently 108.3. And zooming out from the weekly, check out the monthly real quick. And as you can see, that Moonvember candle is the biggest one we have ever seen in Bitcoin history since the inception of the Genesis block on the monthly. And obviously for December was a tiny itty bitty red candle close. And thus far, January is yet to be determined, as we're only 1 week deep into the new year here in Q1 of 2025. But there you have it, crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions. And where do you feel we're likely to head next? Holla at your boy. Chiang Mai is a great Bitcoin city in northern Thailand. That's actually my favorite city. Chuck Murphy, I spent most of my time there. Bring it. Non-human biologics Oh boy, pig blood, off-world vehicles and helicopters. I don't know what we're talking about there. Do you want to talk about pain? Disclaimer, not financial advice. Appreciate the reminder. There's never financial advice given during the stream. If you're seeking financial advice, there's some guy named Jim Cramer who offers it for free, who has a pass to do so somehow. Love Thailand. Seems more like more countries are trying to adopt the biddy, which can only be a good thing for the biddy hollers. Amen. What up? Shout out International Irma. What it do? Shout out Diana Jones, Chuck Murphy. I'm still going to buy the $10 worth of the biddy today. Smart. It's a great opportunity to buy, especially when you're in the red. That's the silver lining, Bitcoin bros. Don't forget, we have a secondary YouTube channel, clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. And don't forget, there's rules such as no doxing, be respectful, no harassment, no spam, no ads, no shilling. Keep the chat fam friendly. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you, dankness. Years ago, I got hit by a car after I just been to the dentist, lost 1.5 teeth to a BMW. Shocked the lizard people with the gong strike. I got you, big dog. This one's for the lizard folks, in case they're lurking alongside Gary Gensler and Janet Yellen. Shout out Catherine Weaver. Appreciate the repost. Anyone reposting the stream, always greatly appreciated. Lots to share here today. Obviously, we're having a nice little correction, which is a great opportunity. Stack more sats on the low. That's the name of the game. It's all about sat accumulation. Don't be so worried about the fiat price, because the fiat price is going to continue at extreme volatility because the dollar obviously is extremely volatile. However, you got to also keep in mind that the name of the game is stacking sats, and one Bitcoin will always be equivalent to one Bitcoin. That is true today. It was true 16 years ago from the inception of the Genesis block, and that will be true 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now. So continue to stack the sats and don't be too focused on the fiat. They not like us. Respect. God bless you, Diana. Here in about 2 hours, anywhere near from me, you're going to hear me scream. I'm going to get some implants on the back after all of this, referring to the teeth there, brother, that you lost. You know, you can go to Medellin, Colombia, and get dental work done for like 1/10 the price of what it would cost in the United States. Dentists are amongst the most overpriced in the United States. Things that cost $20,000 at a dentist here, you can get done for like $2,000 in Colombia. Just FYI, there's a little secret for you, broskies. If you don't know, now you know. I lived in Medellin, Colombia, so I know firsthand. Great place to visit, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I am not going to worry about what happens. God is in control. He told me to tell everyone, we've already won and don't give up. Amen. Moonstone. Hey, fam, my childhood town is burning to the ground. Sorry to hear that. I've been paying attention. It's very sad what's going on there in LA. Good chance the house I grew up is completely gone. It is crazy. My high school has burned to the ground. Prayers being sent out to everyone out there in California experiencing these wildfires, or anywhere else in the world experiencing the wildfires. Does Hawaii still have the wildfires as well? I remember that being a big thing. It seemed like not too long ago, and it's very sad that what is our government doing to stop it? It's continuing to send money to the Ukraine. Does sending money to the Let me ask you a question. Does sending money to the Ukraine or sending money overseas help the people's houses burning in California? And the answer is no, right? So what are they actually doing to help the people, right? I don't even know at this point. Prayers for Melda, too. Thanks for the reminder. Alta Dena is toast. Dong da dong. Let's bring it up. Rock Mama, thank you very much. I love you guys. You're all great people. Respect, family. But yeah, it's pretty crazy what's happening right now. You know what I mean? It's hard to be safe when you're surrounded by fires. I don't even know what the solution is. You just get the hell out of Dodge. And I also heard that the insurance companies cancel everyone's insurance, including a 90-year-old woman who has been living at the house in LA for 75 years. They cancel her insurance and other people's insurance right before the fire. That's why I believe insurance is a big scam. I don't trust any insurance company. All I ever hear is these nightmare stories of insurance companies doing anything and everything they can to not have to pay out. How crazy is that? Imagine paying insurance for the house you live at for like 70 years, and then a fire finally comes and you have fire insurance, but then they cancel your fire insurance when they see the fires are out of control. Sorry, you've been canceled. Read the fine print. You can't do nothing. Doesn't that seem a little shady, to say the least? Absolutely dankness. I am fired up. I got my Bukelenomics cap on already. Less than 48 hours. I'll be in El Salvador. Tomorrow will be my last day of the stream before leaving. It's going to be an early stream tomorrow, fam. Then on the 10th, my day of travel, there will be no stream because I'm going to be traveling all day. And then on the 11th, the day of the golf tournament with Max and Stacy, it's an all-day event, so I'm not going to be able to stream. But I'm planning on streaming on the 12th, and all the other days I'm in Bitcoin country because I'm going to be there all week. Just heads up. Hey guys, I'm glad you're all chatting with one another, but they're the Bitcoin stream. Let's get back to the topic. Word up. Appreciate the reminder. And let's continue with our next story of the day, shall we? Q1 Bitcoin price rally. Yes, please. U.S. Fed money printing can spur the Bitcoin rally we've been awaiting. That's right. Bitcoin can benefit from more than $612 billion in new liquidity during the first quarter of the year, potentially mitigating investor concerns over delayed crypto regulations in the USA. Bitcoin obviously corrected today. It's currently in the 93 range, and just the other day it was 1028, just to show you the extreme volatility, which is to be expected. And while President Trump's upcoming inauguration is 12 days out, on the 20th, it's seen as a positive for the crypto industry. Delays in implementing crypto regulations could dampen investor sentiment and drive down the valuations. However, the addition of $612 billion in new liquidity to the U.S. Treasury by March 2025 may counterbalance any regulatory disappointment, according to Arthur Hayes, Just Blaze, quoting him from his recent blog post yesterday. A letdown by Team Trump on his proposed pro-crypto, pro-business legislation can be covered by an extremely positive dollar liquidity environment, an increase of up to $612 billion in the first quarter. And according to Just Blaze, money printing will accelerate after Trump's inauguration, leading to the local top for Bitcoin in March before the start of a potential correction. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Hayes says the correction will likely be driven by disappointment around lagging crypto policy from the Trump admin. Quoting him here, the market will instantly wake up to the reality that Trump has at best 1 year to enact any policy changes on or around January 20th. This realization will lead to a vicious sell-off in crypto and other Trump 2.0 equity trades. Despite a potential regulatory disappointment, analysts remain optimistic about Bitcoin price trajectory, with some expecting the cycle top above 150 Gs. I'd say that's a very modest target, driven by a predicted 20 trillion increase in the global money supply, which can attract 2 trillion of investment into the bitty. Now, considering we're currently less than a 2 trillion market cap as far as the Bitcoin market cap is concerned, we'd more than double from where we're at. Now, the recent Bitcoin correction has been attributed to reduced institutional investor activity during the holiday season. Institutional investors typically redeploy capital at the beginning of the new year. The institutional liquidity boost could help Bitcoin surpass 100,000 before Trump's inauguration, Jan 20th, according to Binance's research. Quoting them here. While it is possible for Bitcoin to recapture 100,000 ahead of the Trump inauguration on expectations of positive crypto regulation, the market will need to see continued supportive conditions to maintain such levels. Quoting the research from Binance. Sustaining these levels over the long term will depend on the various factors, including the actual implementation of the crypto regulations and the Federal Reserve policy path for the year. Institutional Bitcoin hodlers remain optimistic ahead of the Trump inauguration. In fact, Jan 7th, New York Stock Exchange listed KULR Tech predicted Bitcoin would breach 200 Gs this year after the firm just bought the dip at $97,000. So there you go, crypto bros. Santa Barbara still good, says Chuck Murphy. It's just northern LA. Well, the thing is, those fires can spread so fast. I'd be extremely concerned being anywhere within that proximity, family. Color your house blue, remembering Hawaii, all things that were the color blue did not get burned. Now, is that a scientific finding? Is fire not attracted to blue? What was the logic behind that, actually? I'm actually curious. So if I rock a blue jersey and I walk through a fire, am I safe? Asking for a friend. Worst fire in history. I know. I've never seen nothing like it. I would love to see at least one day in front of the White House right next to the American flag. I would also like to see the Bitcoin flag next to it. Imagine that. Send it. I think a Bitcoin flag should be on every flagpole at schools across the world. I remember in California when I attended school, I had the flag duty. I used to put the United States of America flag up on the pole in the morning. We need to put a Bitcoin flag up there. I'm with you on that. The most concentration of the wealth is the Orange County, Los Angeles. Oh yeah, I heard it's the most expensive real estate in the world. Is that true? Is it even more expensive than like Manhattan? I never knew that. But isn't it ironic the most expensive real estate is all burning into flames? Is this like an attack? Like, is BlackRock going to benefit from all the real estate crisis now? Oprah Winfrey and the rest of them? What's really going on is my question. And what are they going to do to stop it? Or are they just going to allow it to continue to get worse? You would think other countries step in with water. Is there really a water shortage when we have oceans? And what do they say? 90% of the planet is filled by the ocean? There seems to be an abundance of water. I'm not maybe the sharpest tool in the shed, but you'd think we'd have some sort of solution to put out the fire, including water. But when they announce there's no water, well, what are you supposed to do? How do you put it out? There's no water. Do we got to send Bukele in to save America? Like Bukele had to step in and save the people in Haiti? What's next? But what is Biden doing? Is Biden still on vacation? I wonder what he's doing about it, besides sending more money to the Ukraine. It's very annoying. Like when you have, I wouldn't even say incompetent, but just this level of corrupt leadership, it seems doing everything in their power to destroy America. You know what I mean? Destroy our land, poison our food, poison our water. What's next? Thought the most expensive real estate was Wiki Beach, Oahu. Wow, is that in Hawaii or where is that located? $1 million per square foot. I've never even heard of that. Damn. They use the seawater to cool the nuclear reactors in Japan, so they can't use the same water from the sea to stop the fires. Do you mean they can or they can't? Can't put out fires that easily. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying send in some help. If we need help from other countries, there shouldn't be anything more important than saving these people's homes and lives. They're trapped. People burning to death in an apocalyptic scene that seems to be out of a movie. Steven Spielberg, but it's reality. Weather manipulation doesn't help either. I bet you all these winds are probably caused by HAARP. You know what I mean? Lizard folk. That's why we got to strike the gong again, fam. Unacceptable. We need some help. Let's see what's in my beard there. Some shea butter. My apologies there. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But anyways, thank you, Chandy. And prayers to everyone out there. Crazy times we're living in. All we can do is stack thy biddy and get where you feel safe. And right now, California don't seem so safe. If you're to ask me, I can see the fires over here. My car's covered with 1/4 inch of ash. Where do you live, Edge Crusher? The problem is getting the water transported. Yeah. But there has to be a way. There has to be some solutions here. And if people and countries and leaders put their heads together, I'm sure they can help us. Unless they purposely are choosing not to help us, which I always wonder. But anyways, I got hiccups. Next story of the day. And God bless Nippinator in the building, new chairman of the SEC, holding it down. Yep. Nipsey would put out the fires single-handedly. He'd just start peeing everywhere. Just like he does when I walk him. He does about 30 pees and just keep going. Like the little engine that could. Nippinator lift the leg, put out the wildfire, because that's what Nippinators do. And that's how leadership should be. Gensler should be doing what he can do, for Christ's sake. But anyways, I digress. Next story of the day, family. Let's discuss El Salvador. Considering less than 48 hours, I'm going to be there for the big Max and Stacy Invitational, and excited to meet Chandy in Bitcoin country. So excited. So yeah, headline here reads, Bitfinex derivatives to move to El Salvador after securing the local crypto license. Bitcoin country. The derivatives arm of the crypto exchange Bitfinex has secured a digital asset service provider license to operate in El Salvador, thy savior. In a January 7th statement shared, Bitfinex derivatives said with the approval of this license, it can relocate from Seychelles to the Central American nation. Let's go. Quoting their CEO of Tether, who also is head of Bitfinex, Chief Technology Officer. This critical transition represents a defining moment for the Bitfinex derivatives and highlights El Salvador's rise as a global financial hub. The firm lauded El Salvador's continued efforts in developing new crypto frameworks, saying the move aligned with its broader goals to deliver financial services in the region. El Salvador has been rapidly pushing through the new digital asset regulations in a bid to transform the nation into the crypto hub. After the country passed its digital asset security laws in January of 2023, Bitfinex secured the local DASP license in April. And El Salvador's licensing regime allows companies to tokenize their funds, debt, equity, and real estate, simplifying the process of raising capital for companies to issue tokens, fund investments in projects, and offer returns to the investors. On November 19, 2024, the firm debuted a tokenized public offering of U.S. Treasury bills under El Salvador's legal framework. That's right, July of 2024, Bitfinex Securities had to refund investors who participated in a Hilton hotel tokenization effort after failing to raise a minimum of $500,000 required to continue the venture. That's kind of shocking. They couldn't raise a mere $500,000. What is that? 5 Bitcoin? The project, which marked the first public offering of digital debt assets in El Salvador, only mustered $342,000 from investors before the first deadline, barely 5% of the $6 million looking to raise. The funds were intended to finance the construction of the Hampton by Hilton Hotel, sized at 4,500 square meters across 5 levels with 80 rooms, a restaurant, work area, swimming pool, gym, and garden. To own a slice of the hotel, investors had to make a minimum of $1,000 investment. I'd like to own a slice of the hotel for $1,000. Count me in. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want a piece of that pie? But nonetheless, fam, very interesting. Shout out Bitfinex, shout out Bitcoin country. And again, I'll be there in 2 days. Cannot wait. Who has the Bix axe here? What's the bit axe, brother? Somebody put me on timeout. What did I say? Follow Chandy10 Music on X. Appreciate the reminder. I need to update that link from Streamlabs. Her username on X is Chandy10 Music. She did update it a while back, so I got to update that link, FYI. But you guys can find it searching it as well. You just type Chandy10 Music, you'll find it. Make sure to follow her on X. In fact, I think her audience on X is even bigger than her audience on the tube. Don't you know it's a solo miner? I'm never selling. Well, that's the #1 rule. Never sell thy Bitcoin. I've heard you just use stainless steel washers and make a cheap DIY metal keyword storage. It's freaking awesome, says Laura. The solo miner, 700 gigahashes at 20 watts. Right on. Bitcoin country, here we come. Exactly. And again, welcome everyone joining us. We've got 720 people on the live stream. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Shout out Bub. Bitcoin's on sale. Buy some biddies in case this thing catches on. Well said, brother. Just reposted you. Shout out Carlos B. What it do? Shout out Jamie. Shout out Freedom. Shout out Brian. Appreciate all the reposts, fam. Keep the comments flowing. Catherine Weaver, you're the bomb diggity. Much appreciated. Precisely. Shout out Serge. How you doing, brother? Massive XRP news is the only coin in the green. My Frenchie likes the Nippinator. His ears go up when he sees them. Well, shout out to your Frenchie. Repost the stream on X. Buy the sats. Stack the stats. Put down the gats. Cop yourself some Sergio Bitcoin caps. Bitcoincaps.net. Get yourself a custom fitted. Anyone else here going to be in Bitcoin country besides Chandy and I? Let us know. Even with all the FUD, it has not even barely affected me one bit, pun intended. Amen. Shaco, good evening. Good evening, Shaco. What it do, bro? Next story of the day. We discussed the latest with Bitfinex and El Salvador, Bitcoin country. Now let's discuss the nation state Bitcoin adoption to drive the crypto growth this year in 2025, according to the major asset management giant, Fidelity. That's right. Countries are expecting to add the Bitty into the national strategic reserves this year, kicking off significant growth in the crypto market. Quoting them here, we anticipate more nation states, central banks, sovereign wealth funds, and government treasuries will look to establish strategic Bitcoin positions. That's right. And this is according to the Fidelity digital asset research analyst Matt Hogan in the firm's Jan 7th paper titled 2025 Look Ahead. He added that these entities may take notice of the playbook employed by Bhutan and El Salvador and the substantial returns they have been able to glean from such positions in a relatively short amount of time. He said that not making any Bitcoin allocation could become more of a risk to nations than making one due to the challenges such as debilitating inflation, currency debasement, and increasing crushing fiscal deficits. If the U.S. goes ahead with a Bitcoin strategic reserve, it's likely the nation states would begin accumulating in secret. No nation has an incentive to announce these plans, as doing so could influence more buyers and drive up the price. Precisely. Just like BlackRock and everyone's incentivized who's stacking mad sats right now to buy it on the low. So they're loving these price corrections. And same with the nation states, sovereign wealth funds, pension funds. Whenever you make a public announcement, it's just going to drive more game theory as the global hash wars continue around the globe. Now, Hogan predicted digital assets, structured and managed products would go mainstream this year, adding it was difficult to overstate the success of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Quoting him here, with the initial success of these products, it would not be unreasonable to expect this year to bring about more structured, passive, and actively managed digital asset products to the world of TradFi. Hogan also predicted the tokenization will be the killer app of this year, with on-chain value doubling from 14 billion to 30 billion by the end of the year. Quoting him here, tokenization is often seen as a buzzword in the world of the blockchain tech, but its potential in financial services is beyond the beginning to be realized. The Fidelity researchers said investors should prepare for acceleration with increased adoption, development, interest, and demand for the digital assets. Then they added, investors are not too late to join the digital asset revolution and believe we may be entering the dawn of a new era for the digital assets, once poised to span multiple years, if not decades. So there you have it, crypto bros. Let me know if you agree, disagree with Bitwise in their latest report. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. No taxes if you don't sell. Hodl thy fort, family. Stack the sats. I was working to not sell the bitty. Now I do to live. Shout out 8. It's terrible what's happening in the Pacific Palisades. Very sad. Something out of a movie, right? Apart from El Salvador, are there any other countries that have adopted the Bitty? Bhutan, El Salvador, and I think there's a city, Lugano, in, where is that called? In Portugal? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's in Portugal. So there's like a city and a couple of countries. They are holding Bitcoin. I see a situation. We get there sooner or later than a year. 1 million Bitty will be scratching our head. Is this real? It is real. So real I can feel like a Vander Holyfield. JV is right on the money. What else is new, VC? I'm always on the money. On the sats, more precisely. Not the fiat.
No plan B needed, I have the Bitty.
All right, thanks for the correction. Lugano, Switzerland. I don't know why I'm thinking Portugal. Is something advantageous, crypto laws? Maybe there's some no tax law in Portugal, but you're right. Lugano, Switzerland. Thank you.
Bitcoin is my plan A, B, C, D, and E. There is no...
Oh, that's right. So the Portugal spot is Madeira, if I'm even pronouncing it right. The fires in LA are still 0 contained, and that's scary. 0% contained. They can't control it. Who's behind it is the question. Do you think it's just an act of God, or do you think there's some evil lizard folks lurking like Gensler behind this ish? Not blaming Gensler, but we have to point the finger at someone. I mean, who else to blame except the chairman of the SEC? Okay, we are such bad party kids growing up at the palace. Oh, you grew up there. That's right. That's very close to you. You told me that your school already burned down. Crazy. If you hold your money in cash, watch what Michael Saylor says. Exactly right. The melting ice cube. You're basically losing 7% of your money every year. That's if inflation isn't really 20 to 30%. You think it's really under control at 3% like the suits tell us? Get out of here. Wasn't born yesterday, yo. Hard to put out the fire without the water. Exactly. Send the Nippinator there. He'll start pissing. He'll do what it takes. Spot on pronunciation. Damn. Gotta pat myself on the back. Madeira. Of course I knew that.
No other plan for me. I am with the big.
A shout out to our one and only Oracle. It reminds me of Lahania. Where's that place? Is that one of the islands in, I'm assuming, maybe in Hawaii? I'm not familiar with that area.
Bit rip through the dips, bitty Bitcoin. It's my plan A, B, C, D, and E. I'm team BTC. Through God, Satoshi educated me.
Through God, Satoshi. Hey. Exactly, bro. Well, anyways, keep the comments flowing. We're still live and interactive. Still got a lot to share. Next story, we discussed the nation state adoption. Next, we're going to discuss the Kingdom of Bhutan and their Bitcoin adoption. Then we'll discuss the latest from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, which I will be kicking it with him at the Max and Stacy Invitational in 48 hours. I cannot wait. But yeah, here's the latest from Bhutan, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A and go from there, fam. Bhutan's GMC adopts Bitcoin and other digital assets in the city's strategic reserves. Even Michael Saylor tweeted earlier today, Bhutan pioneers adoption of the Bitcoin strategic reserve and digital asset framework. Let's go, Bhutan. That's the type of kingdom I like. That's where the Bitcoin Camelot is. And remember, Bitcoin Camelot is not just a city. This is just as pretty. This is pretty amazing. Bhutan's new special administration region, Gelaphu, Mindfulness City, let's just call it GMC, shall we, has announced it will acknowledge digital assets like the Bitty, Ether, and BNB as part of the strategic reserves. There you go. This will make the region one of the first jurisdictions to hold digital assets as part of the strategic reserve formally. The GMC strategic reserves now include digital assets, an extension of the jurisdiction's Bitcoin mining activities, and will improve the SAR's economic resilience. GMC plans to identify digital assets with high market capitalizations and high liquidity for strategic reserves to ensure easy buying and selling with little effect on the prices. Furthermore, the GMC will seek to identify digital assets issued on more developed secure blockchains that monitor the on-chain transactions. Sarah Song, head of business development of BNB Chain, remarked on the significance of this development. This inclusion of BNB in Bhutan's strategic reserve is validation of the blockchain's potential on a macroeconomic level and BNB's value within the ecosystem. It highlights the growing confidence of institutions and governments in digital assets as part of their long-term strategic frameworks. This statement comes after the GMC Law number 1 of last year was passed December of 2024, which established the legal framework for businesses looking to provide financial services involving digital assets in GMC, in addition to acknowledging digital assets like the Bitty, Ethereum, and Binance Coin as part of GMC Strategic Reserve. Implementing this law aims to support the expansion of GMC's digital asset ecosystem. So there you go, Kingdom of Bhutan for the win. Everyone is so bullish right now. I'm loving this, says Rock Mama. Right on. Digital dankness, calm down, bro. I've been with JV since 2020. MicroStrategy is about to sell this rocket ship, going to crash back to the earth. Satoshi Nakamoto is going to start selling from the 2,000 plus wallets, or he might reveal himself. Will Satoshi please stand up? And there's Nippinator, right on time. The real Satoshi, aka the Nippinator, in the building. Okay, Bitcoin, they not like us. Bitcoin is hope.
Through God, Satoshi freed me. Through God, Satoshi changed me. Plan A, B, C, D, and...
Welcome, everyone, joining the live stream. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day, discuss Max Keiser's 2.2 million prediction, as well as the latest from the high priest. You already know. Why the dip? Because corrections happen, manipulation happens. Whales love to manipulate markets. Market makers and regulators love manipulating markets. BlackRock loves manipulating markets. Look at the silver lining, though. A great opportunity to do what Nipsey is doing right now. Clean yourself, Gary Gensler, especially the chairman of the SEC. Clean up your act. Let that be a message, and your final message, Gary the Lurker. All right, so here's the thing. Mods, listen up. Anyone can say anything they want. You could talk about other subjects. I don't want anyone deleting comments if it's not on topic or anything like that. That's not how I like to do it here. So no need to delete anything unless someone is saying an offensive word, such as a bad word towards one of our community members. And that goes for moderators, Nippy, myself, etc. But I don't like it extreme. Like, I don't want the censorship too extreme. Only if someone is being disrespected in the sense someone's calling someone a bad name or something, or shilling or something like that. If someone wants to chat about, you know what I mean, a fire or something, that's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good in the hood. Okay, January sucks. In general, it is always just too freaking cold in January. Sorry, I'm very cold and distracted by my freezing toes. Got to warm up those toes. Sucks, Bhutan. Right on. I just bought some Remitix pre-sale 30 minutes ago. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a ish coin. Right on, JB. What up, Greg? Yeah, we don't need deleting comments. Unless, like I said, unless someone is shilling or doxing or attacking one of our fan members. Those are the key reasons why you would delete something. Other than that, fair play. I'm leaving for the day because of the negativity. Love you guys. Have a good day. Do what I do, VZ. Cheers. Hello and good vibes to all. Shout out Matt Baker. Is Peter Schiff banned? Absolutely. Alongside Gensler, but they're always lurking. Blatantly being incredibly, horribly rude and purposely taunting and being disruptively cruel or hateful, right? Still a wop worthy? Yeah, I know you guys have good judgment. Just use your best judgment. I think the thing is we have maybe a dozen mods, so if everyone's looking to wop at the same time, it can get a little extreme. But I respect your guys' judgment. You guys are cool. You know what I mean? We got the best mods there are. You guys are amazing. Am I allowed to shill Pulse Chain, though? You're allowed to talk about whatever you want as long as you're not repetitively saying it. You know what I mean? Like, you just told me you're bullish on Pulse Chain through your comment. So be it. And you got me to read it out loud. As long as you don't continuously tweet, or not tweet, but comment, Pulse Chain, then we're good. Shilling would be repetitively interrupting our chat with something with no relevance, you know, for what we're here for. You know what I mean? Good morning, everyone from Aussie. Shout out to the big winners. Oh boy, is Gensler back? Look at this Gensler. I thought I struck the gong. I'm going to pull out the heavy artillery. This one's for you, Gensler.
Bitcoin's the only financial plan for me.
That was gangster. So I hit the gong, the lighter hit the button and played Chandy's song, all from one strike of the gong. Phenomenal.
Angels in the orange. Angels in the orange. Yes, I said angels in the orange. I see angels in the cold storage. It's all in the orange. Sunrise, sunset, hope alive. Bitcoin isn't a bet. You have been told, never forget. This is your chance to change the tides and make your own sunlight. Oranges grow in the glow of a...
We all get a little cranky during the dips. Or we get excited. If you understand Bitcoin, it's an opportunity. That was cool. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Shout out Chandy. I love that track. That's Plan ABCDE, aka Angels in the Orange. And the music video is my favorite music video she has produced. You guys can check it out at Chandy10 Music. Feel free to drop the direct link, but it's an incredible video. We played it yesterday on the stream. I got to say after Chandy's song the other day, I bought a Trezor Cold wallet. Nice. Chandy's Orange Pillin', folks, of course, with the music. I love the biddy. It's going up forever, not just in a straight line. Does JV rap on Chandy songs? That's what it sounds like. Chandy does most of her songs 100% on her own. Sometimes we collaborate, but I give all the credit to her. Some songs, Dankness is a writer. They do collaborations, a few of them. I've done some collaborations, but the one we just played, that's 100% Chandy. She wrote it and produced it all by herself. I'm very proud of her.
Sunrise, live orange, get your vitamin C on, boost your financial immune system and your life quality. Orange plan is plan A, B, C, D, and E. Orange skies, endless rise, freedom flies with open eyes. Ledger lines, the world aligns, no middlemen, no more confines. Truth engraved in blocks of time, immutable, sublime, a full moon bright, calling to a better path, a better way.
JB, you need to sing us a bitty song. You don't want to hear me sing. That's not going to be a good look. Maybe a little rap. Maybe a little rap here and there. You know what I mean? We got 914 people on the live stream. Let's go. But anyways, now for our featured story of the day. The high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, suggests the U.S. debt crisis resolution via a Bitcoin standard. And also I'm going to be reiterating his newest 2.2 million Bitcoin price prediction. So let's break this baby down, and shout out to the high priest. I'm extremely excited and honored to be linking up with Max and Stacy at the Max and Stacy Invitational in less than 48 hours. I will be in El Salvador for my first time in Bitcoin country, kicking it. So looking forward to that. So let's start right here. This is a new published article. As you can see, financial analyst Max Keiser sparked a debate with his analysis of the U.S. economic situation. I guess we'll start here with the actual tweet, which was in response to a tweet where someone wrote, the 1920s saw the greatest stock rally ever, followed by the worst crash in history. Today's market is following a similar footpath. And Max shared, Trump's agenda is radical transparency, and this means revealing that the U.S. is more than $60 trillion in debt. Flipping to a Bitcoin standard is imperative, but getting there from here means defaulting on U.S. treasuries. In my opinion, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts. And shout out Hillbilly Will. 60 trillion, it's well over 150 trillion with the unfunded liabilities. So most likely the debt is a lot higher than we even anticipate as the bottom line. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. And I want to get to the 2.2 million prediction. As you know, Max has been calling for 220,000 in play for years. And more recently, he 10x'd his prediction. And so let's break this one down for you. Max, as you know from the Keiser report, one of the first to publicly start talking about and promoting Bitcoin back when it was like 25 cents alongside Stacy Herbert. He believes Bitcoin is likely to soar to as high as 2.2 million in the long term, and long term for Bitcoin is within 1 to 2 years, just FYI, which would ultimately mean this particular cycle. When people say short term in crypto, I like to believe short term, maybe 1 to 3 months, maybe even as much as 1 to 6 months in my opinion, but let me know how you guys translate that. So yeah, I mean, you already know El Salvador is the first country to make Bitcoin a legal tender. This was back in 2021, a year after Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy was the first publicly traded company to put the Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Max commented on a tweet from El Salvador's commitment to continue buying and utilizing Bitcoin in its economy. As you know, they're purchasing, or they have been purchasing, at least 1 Bitcoin per day, and some days now they're purchasing as much as 11, Bitcoins per day. Their tweet that Max shared says the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates, supposedly holds 40 billion worth of Bitcoin, even though there has been no official confirmation. This is something he has been talking about, which I have been covering right here on the pod for a very long time. We've been talking about the sovereign wealth funds, potentially, Qatar. We've been talking about the UAE. There was recently an event there in Abu Dhabi. We had Trump's son, Eric Trump, talking about speculation of all the bullishness his father is going to be ushering in when he gets inaugurated here in a couple of weeks. So a lot of bullishness across the boards. Now, all or many major countries start the bidding. It's presuming Keiser expects the price of Bitcoin to skyrocket over the coming 12 to 24 months if countries around the world begin accumulating Bitcoin actively, which we're all pretty confident they're doing, just more so behind the scenes. He then thanked Max Keiser for the pleasure of following him, I guess referring to this gentleman here. So yeah, Max Keiser responded to this tweet. This guy wrote, El Salvador is obviously committed in pursuing this path, but most other countries have not. The UAE supposedly has 40 billion of Bitcoin, but I haven't seen official confirmation. If all or many major countries start bidding, what would you expect this to do to the price of Bitcoin? And Max responded, ultimately retweeting, writing 2.2 million per coin. That's if the global hash wars goes into play, as many have been predicting, including Max, who coined the term himself. So let me know your thoughts. Max responded in that case, 2.2 million per biddy, which is 10x his previous prediction of $220,000. And then, of course, Trump adopting the Bitcoin strategic reserve would be extremely bullish, as many other nations would most likely follow in his footsteps. But the million-dollar question becomes, will Trump follow through with those plans? And I actually will show you, or actually play a little clip of Trump when he spoke at the Nashville Bitcoin conference before he was reelected via, the November 5th election. And here's what Trump had to say when he was on stage to Bitcoiners across the world at the largest Bitcoin conference.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
Bitcoin superpower of the world for the United States, fam. He says we'll get her done.
If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It's going to be. It's not going to be made anywhere else. And if Bitcoin is going to the moon,
it's going to the moon, he says.
As we say, it's going to the moon.
I like the cadence in his voice when he says it. It's like, let's go into the moon.
America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. I pledge to.
Obviously, the United States of America does lead a lot of the world, so that's what he's talking about there.
To the Bitcoin community, that the day I take the oath of office, Joe Biden,
Biden and Kamala Harris's war on crypto is over.
Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. It will end. It'll be done. It'll be done.
Finito, that is.
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new...
Gary, if you're still lurking, go home and get your shine box, Gary.
SEC chairman.
Nippinator's coming for you, Gary. But anyways, let me know your thoughts with some of those predictions, including the latest from Max Keiser. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think the Trumpster will actually adopt a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States of America? Do you think that bill will pass and get signed into action, what Cynthia Lummis has proposed, which is ultimately to purchase 1 million Bitcoin over the course of the next 5 years, which would ultimately mean the United States of America not only stockpiling the Bitcoin as Trump promised, but also purchasing 200,000+ Bitcoin per year over the course of the next 5 years. And Kennedy, RFK Jr., also gave a very advantageous Bitcoin speech at that event, him proposing 4 million Bitcoin being purchased by the United States. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, I'll read these comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live show. 2 months ago, you can buy Bitcoin for 76. Bitcoin historically has had at least something. Sorry, I can't keep up with the comments. There's so many of them. Gary, go home and get your shine box. You are officially fired. There's a Nippinator taking over here. Who are the dudes in the thumbnail? Let me look at it. This one, right? So that's Javier Milei, president of Argentina, President Trump. That's Ricardo Salinas, Uncle Ricky, and Bukele. I thought it was a pretty awesome thumbnail. It's only missing Max. And it just reminded me of the event I'm going to in a couple of days, because they're in a golf cart and they're in Bitcoin country. So, and who knows, we may have some of those guys as a special guest. Fingers crossed. Max says there's going to be special guests. I like to believe it's going to be Bukele, and I'd love to meet Uncle Ricky. Ricky is a very influential individual, third richest man in Mexico. So those are the dudes on the boat. So Greg says there are actually only 1.5 million left to be mined, referring to the Bitcoin. That means way beyond the next halving event. The daily Bitcoin mining after the next halving will drop to 225 daily. And I ain't talking about Carson Daly from MTV now, or Bill Bellamy. Love all the CNA fam. Thank you, Rock Mama. Right back at you. And welcome, everyone. This is the Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm most likely going to end the YouTube stream, and we're going to continue uncensored for the extended version of the pod, exclusive on Rumble and X. So if you're one of the few hundred on YouTube, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube transmission. Head on over to the Rumble. It's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, and let's get ready to rumble, shall we? There we have it. Enjoy El Salvador. Thank you, Diana Jones and mods. Let me know